Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar on using AI to streamline and scale customer service. My name is Avinash Tripathi, and I'm the co-founder and chief strategy officer here at HelpShift. We're really excited to have so many of you attending. We will be addressing how to harness the power of deep learning, artificial intelligence, and chatbots to provide fast, personalized, and cost-effective customer service at scale. Let's begin. Here's a quick overview of our agenda today. For those of you who haven't worked with us before, I'll be covering who we are, what we do. I'll be going over the current customer service landscape and why it is important for companies to invest in and deploy an AI-powered customer service strategy. I'll show you how to harness the power of AI to provide remarkable customer service. And at the end, I'll answer any questions you may have. HelpShift is a next-generation AI-powered, messaging-based customer service platform. We power some of the largest brands like Microsoft, Comcast Xfinity, and Supercell to deliver remarkable customer service at scale. Some of our customers have hundreds of millions of monthly active users and thousands of agents in their contact centers. In aggregate, we service over 600 million monthly active users on the HelpShift platform. Our SDK is battle-tested and deployed in over 2 billion devices today. So let's take a look at the current service landscape. We all know that the customer service journey is seriously broken. In a recent survey that we conducted, 94% of the participants polled that they dread contacting customer support. I'm not surprised. If you recall your last customer service interaction with your phone company or your internet service provider, what was that like? In my case, I started my experience with a Google search, landed on the service provider's FAQ pages, was presented hundreds of questions, and in frustration, I gave that up, picked up the phone, called the contact center, was put on hold, bounced to an agent, put on hold again, bounced to another agent. And this process was just extremely frustrating. Not only is this frustrating, but it's expensive. As an industry, we spend over $1.4 trillion every year providing this inadequate level of customer service. Jeff Bezos has said that the best customer service is if the customer doesn't need to call you, doesn't need to talk to you, it just works. It may sound very utopian, but that's the kind of world we're headed into. It's where we will be really providing that delightful or remarkable experience to our customers. And all of that is possible when we as an industry leverage the power of technology, AI and chatbots, to create a very personalized service experience at scale. By 2020, Gartner predicts that over 85% of interactions that humans will have with businesses will be automated. We've been around the industry for a long time. We've seen several attempts at automation. And in many cases, they haven't turned out to be game changers. They haven't worked well. So what has changed now? Why do we believe that this time around, we will be able to leverage AI to provide this magical experience? Many things have changed. For starters, consumers are now using AI and bot technology in their daily lives in products and services like Google or Facebook. So consumers are ready. They sort of know that this automated experience is something that works. More importantly, the technology is ready as well. If you really think of all the advances that we've had in the technology realm in the last decade, we've moved to the cloud. GPUs have commoditized compute. so we can run sophisticated deep learning algorithms at commodity prices. Algorithms have been developed, deep learning techniques have improved, and overall, we're ready as an industry to bring AI to the masses. In fact, in one of our surveys that we recently conducted, we asked the question on whether consumers would interact with bots. And what we found is that 55% of the consumers actually welcome the idea of interacting with bots as long as the bots are able to resolve their questions fast and efficiently. So AI is how we get to that utopian vision. It is a game changer for customer service. What can AI do? What is it good at? The first thing that AI can do really well is mimic humans. Chatbots are a way in which we can provide a virtual assistant that mimics a human agent, which can handle routine queries that customers have, which will drive up customer satisfaction. The second class of problems that AI is really good at is looking at patterns, matching them, and providing a solution based on that. So one of the areas where that is applicable is triage. Today, we spend a lot of time as humans triaging customer service tickets as they come in, classifying them, and then routing them to the most qualified agent. Well, you don't have to do that anymore. AI can take care of that. That has a great deal of effect on your operating costs. And it also drives higher customer service satisfaction. AI is also really good at spotting trends in data. So that is very powerful. Think of the last time you had to go run a bunch of analytics reports and start digging for insights about the kind of problems that your customers are having, what's the sentiment around it. You had to do a lot of work. With AI, you don't have to do that. AI can surface those trends in real time to you. You can use that information to improve your product or your service, and that has a profound effect on driving higher revenue. So let's look at what we need to do to prepare for this AI generation. The first place where you want to think about using AI is in chatbots. So chatbots are intelligent virtual agents. They never sleep. They can find most answers. And they can also find humans when they know that they can't find the answers, which is very powerful. So we believe that bots and agents can work together to create a remarkable customer service experience. Bots can do most of the tasks that a human agent can. They can send text messages. They can ask a question and expect a specific type of answer. They can check and decide based on user responses. They can route to human agents. They can add notes and tags to cases. They can resolve cases, and they can also handle reopens. So they can do pretty much what human agents can do. So how do you create these bots? Do you really need a developer? Do you have to do a lot of work? Worry not. Modern customer service platforms will have bot builders similar to ours, where when you have a visual canvas, you can drag and drop bot components, wire them together to create an experience that your customers will love. So once you've done that, you can instantly deploy it to all your users. You can change it as many times as you want and push those changes out as fast as possible. Once you've done that, the experience that your customers get is a very, very powerful experience. See what that looks like. So here we have a digital storefront and a customer has a question about the refund policy. The first bot that's invoked here is an answer bot, which basically uses natural language processing and text analytics to find the right answer in the knowledge base and present that to the user. It also asks the user if they need human assistance. In this case, the customer does. And when they select that option, the bot presents a menu of items that they've ordered and asks them to pick that item. So this is done by integrating with your backend systems through APIs. So bots can interact not just with the customer, but they can also interact with your live production systems and data warehouses. They can then present that information, collect the responses, prepare the conversation for a human agent, and seamlessly transfer that conversation to a human agent. A human agent can also invoke a bot to automate certain actions so they can be freed up to do more. And once they've finished a conversation with a customer satisfaction bot takes over and collects the survey responses from the user. So this is magical. In the past, a human agent would have to pretty much do everything you saw here. Here in what you just saw, almost all of the steps except one was performed by a human. Another big class of problems that AI is great at solving is the triage problem. So today, when in our contact centers, when we get tickets, we have to classify them manually. And it's completely human dependent, which causes all kinds of delays for the customer. In chat, where the expectations are nearly real time, you want this to be completely automated. So the way this works is that you have to take an existing set of customer support conversations. You have to label them or classify them. In the case of HelpShift, it's done with tags. In other systems, you can implement other methods. And once you've prepared that data, you can feed it into the AI engine. The AI engine will build a model based on the training data. And once the model is finished, which happens pretty much instantly, it presents to you sort of predictions that you can then and determine how accurate the predictions are. Once you're convinced that the accuracy levels are high, you can deploy the prediction and the model. And once you've deployed the model, you can use automations that basically use the labeled conversations to route the chats to the appropriate agents or queues in the case of HelpShift. So in our early pilots, what we're seeing is that we're able to cut about 85% of the time to first response due to this sort of automated tagging and routing. Very powerful. The other problem that AI is really good at solving is to be able to suggest or assist. One of the big problems we face as an industry is attrition. We have the highest levels of attrition of all industries. 30% of our employees churn every year. And in general, it's known, or very well known, that the morale of customer service agents is not that high, which is leading to this sort of churn. A lot of it has to do with not having adequate training. A lot of it has to do with having to do the same thing over and over again. And that's where AI comes into play. What we have in HelpShift is an AI-powered agent assistant. This assistant can look at information in the knowledge base, and it can, in real time, provide that as a guide to an agent. It solves seasonal training issues and makes training an on-the-job function. Here you create highly engaged agents that hopefully can address the attrition problems in contact centers. AI is also phenomenal at identifying trends. So think of the consumer services you use today, and like Twitter. So when you go to Twitter and you go to the trends section, you're able to, in real time, see trends that are matched to your sort of needs. So you can apply the same technology to customer service in real time. We're able to surface the trending problems and the customer's sentiment around those problems in near real time. You don't need to dump this data, go to a team of data scientists, have them run some algorithms to spot these trends. These techniques are very, very useful in getting the voice of the customer in real time. Most of the voice of the customer programs that we see in customer service fail because the sample size is really small and don't provide accurate results. By using insights driven by AI, you don't need to really run a voice of the customer program. Literally every support interaction becomes or feeds into your voice of customer, automated voice of customer program. And you can use those insights to improve your product, improve your operations. So the real impact of AI-powered customer service is operational efficiency. You're going to be able to drive high levels of efficiency into the operation. The other big benefit is engaged and motivated agents. We have to tackle the attrition problems head on, and I believe that AI provides part of the answer. But the biggest benefit of all is happy customers, and that's what we all want as an industry. Exciting times, and I'm sure all of you are curious about how to get started. Before you get started, there are some best practices that we need to implement. The first recommendation we have is to update your knowledge bases. The AI engines for suggestions will use your knowledge base. Having a good, clean, up-to-date knowledge base is really, really important to provide a quality experience. For the classification of tickets, we need to do some work because it's built on machine learning. And machine learning, the accuracy of machine learning is as good as the data you feed it. So there is some work to be done here. So before you implement sort of automated classification, you want to create a ontology of tags that you use to classify the problems in your company for a period of time. And you also want to instill some discipline in agents to go in and tag your cases. Once they're done with that, and you have enough of a corpus to feed the AI engine, then you can deploy that to drive high levels of accuracy. And last but not least, if you want to take advantage of chatbots, it's really important that you have chat as one of your channels on your website or your mobile app. Thank you so much for your time, and please contact sales@helpshift.com for further information. Thank you.